used to be in a band or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were toured and stuff.
Yeah, they used to call him Sleazy G or something. I don't get it. The Georgezilla Podcast. Lagatha is in her... Oh, geez, how do I do this? Right there. She's right there in her little tower. Oh, man. Okay, so this is the second episode. Fuck, I gotta move this shit again. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just edit again. We'll see. All right, so got the first episode out. I'm excited about that. And, you know, like, trial and error. Did a lot of testing things out. I need to go over my levels again because I think my mic was not picking up what I wanted, but also I had to change the position where I had the mic. And before anybody points it out, yeah, see that thing right there? It's not a pimple. I thought it was a pimple.
Mole.
Oh, shut up!
Mole, 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 mole.
But I remembered that I did some manscaping, you know, in this area, and I plucked too hard, I guess, and yeah, dude, it started bleeding, and now looks like I have a looks like I have a pimple between my eyebrows. Anyways, yeah. What do you say? Mole. Don't say mole. Don't say mole. Yeah, this is going to be the second episode, and I've already summed up what most of these are going to be about. If you have not... What the fuck was that? I did not fart. That was my chair. Hold on. Oh, shit. I was like, whoa. Okay. If you want to know what the stream, my God, I'm used to streaming. If you want to know what this series, podcast, whatever it's going to be about, you can check out the first episode. But this one, I decided, after thinking for a while, I decided on just to get it out of the way. This topic. And what is this topic? Oh my God. I'm just going to do it because, yeah, get out of the way. Sobriety. Okay. Sobriety is, it's hard. And, but for me, it was difficult in a different way. And I know everyone that is going through some sort of sobriety, or, you know, if someone's addicted to something, whatever, they're going through their own thing. And before I get into it, like, I'm not a doctor. I don't have anything to, I don't have anything proving that my opinion matters. This is just my opinion and things that work for me. And it's just like anything. What works for me might work for you, probably won't. And it's this what I can offer. But so basically, yeah. So I've been drinking since I was, like, I don't know, a preteen or whatever. You know, like, you know, I went to Catholic private school my whole life. And I didn't hang out really with people from school. I kind of did a little bit, but most of my friends went to other public schools, and a lot of them were musicians and older than me and whatever. And so, yeah, alcohol was around at a very early age. I don't really ever recall having to be like, oh man, like, it's the weekend, or something. Let's see if we can get some alcohol or whatever. Is this there? And I guess that's kind of a problem. But also, there's other things there. Other things, people that garden and all that stuff. And you gotta understand, I was young. I was very, like, impressionable, I guess. And I just, I went with the flow, so to speak. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And, in one of my first bands, I mean, I drank and I didn't know what my tolerances were. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about drinking at all. And then people were smoking and this and that. So, yeah, so it's been around. And even after that, even when I was in high school, my friends were older than me and always had alcohol. And unfortunately, I guess the way you look at it, unfortunately for me, they they got a kick out of giving me alcohol, and I could see where that could be fun. I guess. Yeah, I mean, I had friends that would just feed me drinks and try to get me drunk or whatever, and it happened a lot. But that's not what I'm that's not what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying is that alcohol and whatever else was always easily accessible, especially in the music scene. And even, to be honest, even outside the music scene, but I'm just going from my point of view, but I can tell you multiple times where I just went to some random party or went to a park or something and my friends were there and everyone would be drinking. So, yeah, as most people that get tied in with music, or I hate to like really say that so broadly, but so maybe I won't say it. But like for me, getting tied in with music and all that, got tied in with everything else, and so I like to have a good time. I am without alcohol or anything. I am like I'm good. I'm super extroverted, and yeah, when I drink, it just makes it times a million, and that's kind of what drew me to it, I guess, and the feeling and whatever. And it was one of those things. I've had anxiety since I was a teenager as well, and having alcohol, it kind of numbs you, and I that's what I look back now and I know I use alcohol more than just for going out having a good time or however we did it. I If I was anxious or whatever, I'd always say, "Oh, I'm nervous," and it's the same difference, right? But I was like my excuse. I'd be at a show, right, and I'm about to play, and 99% of the time, especially then, we're playing some club or bar. So we might have an open bar, probably some drink tickets. I don't know. But even without that, I'd be buying drinks. I'd always be like, oh, I need my stage beer. That's like my beer to loosen up and all that. And other people do other things, whatever. That was my thing. And then I would have more and more and more and more and more, right? And it wasn't always just on stage. It was at parties or wherever. Drinking, 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 partying, partying, partying. And I'm not going to get into details, but I've done some stupid shit. I've gotten in trouble with the law, I will say that. And it has to do with alcohol. And this was a long time ago. But I've grown and learned so much since then. And but yeah, it's just alcohol's everywhere. And other things are everywhere as well. So it's just, I guess it's like who you hang out with and the type of crowd. But it's not. It's not. I'm not going to say that you can't do that stuff by yourself because you definitely can. But with me, I would have good times with it, and then I'd have the same amount of bad times, or even more bad times. And I'm talking like getting sick, or just like getting mad for no reason and flipping out or whatever. And yeah, it's a really bad feeling to do that, or to wake up one morning and be like, do you have your friend call you, or have messages, people saying like, oh, I can't believe that happened, or whatever, are you okay, and this and that. I mean, I can go on and on and on, right? And yeah, it's just a struggle with some people, and there's people out there that have no issue with alcohol or anything like that. I'm just not that person. I was never the person to, wake up and drink all day and then go to sleep drunk and wake up, do the same thing. I never did that. In fact, I hated that when I would be hungover after a show or something, and everyone's like, "Oh, hair of the dog, just drink whatever or have this concoction and all this stuff." That was the last thing I ever wanted. I never wanted to drink again. I'd say the typical thing that everybody says, and I quit drinking every weekend. And it was like a normal thing for me. And when I was younger, my body was able to keep up with all that, and I would go to work probably still drunk and have to drink a fat coffee and have like a breakfast jack or something greasy. And I did that, and that was my life, and I thought that was always it. And then the anxiety would come, and I always thought it was, oh, it's just from drinking or whatever. And some of it was, but most of my anxiety was just because I had it. And so even though I thought that the alcohol would help my anxiety to calm me down and get me relaxed or whatever, the payoff or payout, whatever, wasn't worth it. The next day or the next couple days, I'd be dying. And my anxiety would be skyrocketing, not worth it. And I got used to doing that, but then as I got older, my body said, no, not happening. So it's kind of an easier, like, I don't know, like transition. I don't know what you call it. It was easier in that sense because I was kind of just disgusted and sick of drinking. So it was an easier decision. And then when you get older, obviously you get smarter and you you start looking back and just be like, man, like you forget things or whatever, or like you don't remember things. I mean, same thing's forgetting, right? You don't remember nights and stuff, and it's just, you look back and you're just like, where did my life go? And sometimes you can't remember, and a lot of it has to do with drinking. But for me, not for everybody, because I think I kind of drifted off sidetrack. But there are people that I know, and they can drink. They can have a beer or a glass of wine or whatever, and that's it. And they stop, and that's it, and they're fine. And I was probably like that maybe when I was in my early 20s, maybe I was like that. I would guess I tried to be like that guy. Oh, I'm out having dinner, let me have a beer or something. But yeah, with me, it wasn't one beer. It could never be one beer.
Julian! I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
It could never just be one. And, some people are like, oh, you just have a couple until you feel buzzed or whatever. Nah, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to get drunk every time. So you can see how that's just bad. But yeah, that's just kind of what happened. And, I tried to be the other guy on the other wavelength, to just have the one or two and then just stop or be fine. And it just never worked out. And you can keep trying and convincing yourself that, oh, one day I could be like this or whatever. But you're just lying to yourself. I was lying to myself every weekend. And when it got real bad, I had already stopped drinking. This is where it sucks really bad. So I had stopped drinking coffee because my anxiety, which honestly the coffee I feel like it did make a difference, but like I still drink it to this day. I just know how much I can have. But yeah, what I was saying is that I stopped drinking coffee, and then I was like, I'm not going to drink because I was just feeling like shit all the time. But this is where it got bad. And I'm fine talking about this. It's not, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but like, we go through so much shit in life, and like, judge me, fuck you, whatever, I don't care. It's like, yeah, I stopped drinking completely and wasn't doing anything. And I think I was just like drinking, my diet sodas and eating candy or something. And I started I have insomnia. What else do I have, right? I have insomnia, and my insomnia got worse and worse. And I was pretty good at like getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, and that was even being hungover and this and that. But then it felt better when I wasn't drinking, but I just was not sleeping. And I don't know. I don't like taking things. I don't like taking pills. I don't like anything like that. It's I have to read the bottle. I have to Google it. I have to do all this shit. I have to make sure it's the right pill. You can look it up and it says, oh, it has a Z on it. And I check and it says Z. Yeah, I get that from my mom, but I guess it's better to be safe. But I hate taking stuff. I don't want to. But anyways, where was I going with this? I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, I wasn't sleeping, and I was looking up stuff online, and melatonin and different teas and just a lot of different things. Reading a book, not being on your like not watching TV super late or be on your phone late, all that good stuff with what is it, the blue lights and all that. I tried so many different things, and it just wasn't helping. And I didn't want to take melatonin, but I tried it, and it worked sometimes. But just my sleep going to work and everything, it was not there. I would probably get 8 hours a week or something. And I mean, I'm telling you, I would be exhausted, and I could be mentally and physically exhausted, and I would not sleep. I had no idea what was going on, and it was freaking me out. It was really freaking me out. So I made a dumb decision, and this was like, God, this was probably 5 years ago. I don't remember. I know this was all out. It was after COVID and all that, and that's kind of where my drinking got really bad, and I'm sure it was for a lot of people. But this was definitely after COVID. But I'm trying to remember. I just know that yeah, I wasn't drinking at all, but I wasn't sleeping. So I made the worst decision. I was like, man, like I used to sleep real good when I used to drink, and that thought, especially when you're someone like me, it's a bad thought. It's not something, it's just like it's a slippery slope, I guess you can say. Even though like I don't have any issues with alcohol, I don't ever think about it, and I don't want to drink it. I don't want to be. I can be around it, but it's like I don't have it anywhere. Whatever. Because like I'm still sober to this day, but I had that thought, and with me not having any sleep, I just said fuck it. And so I remember I lived by this little bodega market, like right next to my apartment at the time, and I could just walk in over there in my boxers or whatever. And but I remember I was just like, okay, got to do this, and I got some vodka or something, and one weird thing that I always knew this about myself, but I never really thought about it past it happening. And then I'd seen something on TikTok or something, and someone mentioned it. So it really has to do with people that are nervous or that are anxious. And I would always be like, man, like I can have a shot or a drink or a couple, and I don't feel anything. And there's so many things, so many reasons why, right? Because look at I'm a bigger guy, I'm like 220 pounds, right? And also I've drank for a long time. So I just thought that's what it was. I was like, oh, it takes longer for it to hit me and this and that. Never thought anything more. I was just like, okay, yeah, the first few don't do anything. And the point of me saying that is that, I remember buying that bottle of vodka and I just had a shot just to see what happened. And this is late at night because I couldn't sleep. And I waited. It didn't do anything, did nothing. And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I was trying to get drunk. It's just so I could sleep. I was just like trying to relax because my heart was kind of going racing, and I just felt overall anxious, and my body was like shutting down because I wasn't sleeping. And so I think I had a total of 3 shots within like an hour or something. And after I had like that third one, I felt it, but it was just kind of like a head change type deal. But I felt relaxed. And so with that, I was able to lay down and sleep. And I already know, like, drinking, you don't get the full REM sleep, and or I can't remember. I just know you're not getting like the deep sleep or something like that. And that even goes with gardening. You don't get like your REM sleep or something. But I was just like, I need it. I need to sleep. So, with me not sleeping, I started using alcohol for that reason after not drinking for, I think, 2 years. And it just made me feel like a big fat piece of shit because it literally, I had nothing to do with it, but I was using it as a tool or necessity, right? Or however I wanted to justify it. And there's people on the other, the other line that were saying, and especially my mom, is just like, don't drink. Why not take like a sleeping pill or this and that? Or there's so many things out there like Z-Quil and all that crap, right? But to me, it's like the same thing. But then I'm going to sit there and take it and just be anxious about what it's going to make me feel like and blah, blah, blah. Whereas alcohol, I already knew what it was going to do. That was the way I thought. Okay. And that went on for a couple months where I had to drink most nights to sleep. And that, just imagine not wanting to drink and then doing that out of necessity, waking up every day, but you feel good because you slept, but you feel like shit because you're hungover. So you weigh it out, right? I did that for a couple months and I couldn't do it. I'm surprised I did for that long. And, yeah, that's kind of my relationship with alcohol at the moment. But let me rewind that. Not at the moment, but it was. And then I said to myself, I don't want to do this anymore. I went to the doctor. They even said the same thing. And they obviously recommended other things to take that are pill forms or whatever, I guess more natural ways to. But to me, like, it's all the same thing, right? But some are worse than others. So once I got past all that, once I got over it, and I started using other things like gardening, which helps a lot. And I don't need to garden to sleep, which is nice. But, sometimes I will, and no hangovers. That's just with me, and I haven't touched alcohol since. So I'm on another, I don't know, couple years. I don't keep track anymore because I just don't. It's just not even a thing with me. My friends know that I don't drink. They don't try to offer me anything. Even if they did, I'm not going to take it. And I could be around it. My other stream, I was talking about me getting sick around it. I want to clarify, I don't get around it and then I start getting sick and whatever. It's just like, I've been around some stuff and like, I've been like say at a bar or something and I've been next to someone that had a fat drink of, I don't know, alcohol. And I was like, oh man, it kind of made me sick to my stomach, just something like that. But just because I was thinking of like all those times I drank whatever it was. But, that's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's my relationship with alcohol now. Like I said, I don't drink it. I don't stop myself from being around it. I know there's some people that can't be around it, but I still go to concerts and shows, and even going to a comedy show. Same thing. It's gonna be alcohol everywhere, but it does not faze me. But yeah, that's my sobriety. It's still a struggle because, I always think, what if this or what if that, and I can be my worst enemy. And a dumb thought that's crossed my mind just because I overthink everything is, what if one day I don't have the strength that I do now, and I'm just like, oh, I don't care, I just want to drink, and then I just go down that that road again. I don't want to do that. But I will say it happened one time with me, and I'm not going to ever go back to it. But I I was dating again. This was a couple years back, and I don't, the timeline's going to be so fucking. I just say it's a couple years. I don't know. I don't know really, but it was definitely a couple years, and I was dating this girl, and I was not drinking, but I remember telling myself, I was like, "Am I going to be that guy, showing up to a blind date or whatever, match with someone, and then just be like, oh yeah, like I don't drink, and then going into this whole thing, and it's like a conversation that would come up, definitely if I got more involved, but I just said, okay, like let me try. Obviously, bad news, but I had told her after we actually started going out, that I was trying to not drink at all, and it was working fine, and I just wasn't. She would drink, and I'd even make her drinks, or we'd go out and at a bar or a show or something like that, and I would always just get like a Diet Coke or something, and she'd get her drink. I didn't care. I was the designated driver. I was good with that. But let me just pump the brakes. Then I don't remember exactly why, but I know down the road I slowly started drinking with her, and then I just started drinking again. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not perfect. We all have weak moments, and I had a very weak moment, and it turned into, like, I don't know, at least a year of drinking again, and then going through the motions again. But to this day, like to right now, like I don't want to drink, and I'm good. And I don't care if people drink. I don't care. It does not bother me, and I'll still be, that same guy, going out and just, how everyone's like, oh, I got the first round. I'll get the first round. I don't care. I'll get the drinks for people. I'll still keep it casual and normal. Just mine's not going to be alcohol, and I have no problem with that. And that's my life now. Besides that, yeah, I mean, sobriety is different for everyone, and I hope everyone the best with that. Whatever journey that you have, even if it's something that you have done your whole life, one thing that I always want to do, and it's kind of strange that this is my mindset now, is like I'm constantly wanting to learn and better myself little by little, and they could be things that don't even show, and it's just something for myself. But that's just me, and I love it. I love bettering myself, and it might not be at the same pace as everyone else, but that's okay. It's not a race. We're not here to. I mean, I'm not here to race people. I'm not here to compete with anyone. I'm not here to say my way is the best way. I mean, dude, if you come up with a better way for anything, an easier thing, I mean, I'll take that information and apply it to my life, if it works out. That's like I said before, the point of living is having this knowledge and helping others, especially if it's something that we struggle with. Yeah, that's my deal.
Fuck you, Stacey G. Wait a second. You're not Stacey G. Who the fuck are you? You know what? I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
You've been warned, bro. You've been warned, bro.
In the arms of the angel.
Oh, so I guess I'll go back to what I was talking about in my last stream, but I kind of mentioned I wanted to get a 7-string guitar, and I've looked, and I've had so many conversations with myself, so many conversations with my cat Lagatha, and I don't want to get like a cheap 7-string, which no one told me to, but I just feel like the price range that I wanted to spend, I'm like, okay, it'll work. It'll be a nice 7-string. But then I'm going to regret it. Come to be like, I could have taken that and bought a better one. And that's just the way I think. So I'm like, okay, if that's the way that I'm thinking, this is what I want to do. I would rather just take the money that I want to spend and buy a 6-string that I really, really like. So I'm in between two right now. So one of them is this, I can't remember the name. It's an LTD, and it's a baritone, and it looks like a Jazzmaster, and it has one Fishman pickup in the bridge, and one volume knob, and it's just all black, and it's got like this cool pattern. If I could find it, I'll link it on here, but I really like that thing. And it's between that and the Jim Root Fender Strat. His custom guitar is badass. And it's just pretty much a metal Fender Strat. You can build one yourself, but this thing it shreds. It's got EMG, I think 81 and a 60, which I've never had. I've had an 81, 85. But to be honest, I don't really use the neck pickup too often, so don't care. But we'll see. These are both 6-strings, and yeah, I don't know what I want to do. And I might not even get one, to be perfectly honest, now that I'm even thinking about it. We'll see. But it's not going to be a 7-string. I can at least say that. Oh, man. Oh, I'm tired, and I've talked way too much, so everybody, good luck with whatever's going on with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe. What do they say? Pound that like button, pound that subscribe button. I heard he used to be in a band or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were that good. They toured and stuff. Yeah, they used to call him Sleazy G or something. I don't get it. The Georgezilla Podcast.